So it's cod opening 2018. We're on the river fishing now. Just to start off with, we thought about talk about some of the different baits that sort of work out really good for Murray cod. Say about if you can buy them, if they're seasonal baits, if they're good for night fishing, day fishing, different scenarios. Start off with worms. Normal worms are a little bit light on. They get picked away easy. They also attract carp. Up here, if you do want to use worms, they do work good. We would normally say to go for maybe scrub worms. They're just a little bit, they're good sized worms, but they're also thick skinned, so they give you a good chance. They're a good all around bait. You can use them daytime, nighttime, and all in general. Just a lot of fishermen do use them. There's no doubt about it. Next would be if they're beginning to get quiet on worms and things like that, you can also try shrimp. Now, you can't really buy shrimp. They die really easy. They're a bit hard. They're a bit fussy to transport. I found that if you bring just a little collapsible net, use them. They're easy to catch, and presented live, they're very appetising, I guess. You can also present them as a cocktail with worms too. Downside of shrimp is they will also attract carp and maybe other shrimp too, so you'll keep on getting little tiny bites. If there's not huge numbers around, that's not really a problem. Next one would be probably yabbies. Yabbies are a bit of an unsung hero with natives. They're not the yabby won't get taken straight away unless a fish is quite hungry. You won't take a yabby. They're a bit of a combat type thing. They're a big bait. I use yabbies in the scenario of if there's carp, things like that, heckling your baits. You can put a whole yabby on, live preferably. Break his claws so he doesn't dig in and things like that. Put him out. Not much will touch him but a native, so you're pretty much guaranteed if you get something on him, it's either going to be a cod or a yellow belly or something like that. Good bait for night. I quite often use them for night time. Next would be barty grubs. Barty grubs are one of those strange baits. They do have a good success rate, probably the best for Murray cod. We've used barty grubs for years. They're a seasonal bait. You can buy them all year round, but they can get a little bit hard to get. But in general, for digging them yourself, you really shouldn't try. They turn the moths and disappear. So usually you sort of get them between September through to maybe March. You sort of stop digging them again. They start turning into a little chrysalis and turn into a moth. Good bait day and night. Probably my preferred bait, but sometimes a little bit hard to get your hands on. Other baits there. So pretty much between your yabbies, scrub worms, there's lots of different strange little baits, beetles and things like that you find when you're actually looking for other little types of grubs and things like when you're looking. Barty grubs also work well, but in general those baits will presented well, paternostery, keep them off the bottom a little bit. They give you quite a good success, but if you're going to hit the Murray, there's some small backwaters, you can't go too far wrong with any of those baits.
Don't ask me how, but I forgot about cheese. Love it or loathe it, you have to admit that it works very well. I don't use it that often myself anymore. I did in the past, but it's worked good. A lot of people use tasty cheese cubes and things like that. I find that breaks off the hook a little bit easy. I've seen some people making with a little grub mould once, and we used melted cheese. I've just found, it doesn't have to be in the mould of the grub, I've just found that by melting it and then pouring it on a plate, it's just a much tougher bait. It hangs on the hook a lot better. It sort of rubberises it a bit. I've heard of people saying that you can put it over a Chuck Super Wipe and pour it on and it'll mould through it and then cut it up with scissors. I haven't tried it. I imagine it would work quite good.
Well, we've been in the river for a few hours now, picked up some tea and had a bit of fish. It's been very quiet, the fishing, but just noticing what we've had I went out a few days ago and we were doing some lures. We pretty much had the whole place to ourselves, but now being cod opening, as you'd imagine, it's really busy up here, and it's just gone a bit quiet. Mate, it's all the boats. There's a lot of boats, a lot of fishermen. It's still a pleasant day. Well, if you enjoyed that video, please consider subscribing and give it a thumbs up. And stay tuned for what we're trying to do as a weekly thing now. So, until next week, see you then.